Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, as the kids call it. Did you enjoy dry January like I did? Well, let's get into moist February. I didn't drink alcohol in January, not for any sort of reasons. I just gave up sugar, dropped a bunch of weight. It was just, I don't know. When you give up sugar, you can't have bread or carbs or fun or anything like that. But I got to tell you, my eyesight has improved. Believe it or not, my health was so bad, and people might get triggered by me talking about my health, but that's, if you're triggered, it's probably something you need to resolve. Triggers are on you, folks. But it's been so great, not only improving my eyesight, but dropping, 10, 12 pounds and just feeling a little lighter in my brain. How much liquids I absorb when I'm just eating, all my Christmas candies nonstop. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about night one contestant Lekha, roasting Zach, and it backfires. She posted an Instagram and then edited it. I'm going to read both of the versions for you, and I'll call it I'm going to call it a backfire, but I don't blame her. She took a shot. Look, she was on night one. She went out of her way. She bought dresses. She probably got her hair did. She all these things, and then she didn't make it past night one. I'd be a little bitter too. All right, follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind the scenes bonus content, and we got a lot for you coming today on the bonus content world. And I know if you're watching this, you're like, Dave, you got a nice haircut. Yeah, that's right. As my stepdad would say, I lowered my ears. That's the old dad joke there. Bachelor Rush Hour keeps improving. Y'all keep downloading this original content on Bachelor Rush Hour. I take the day's news. I kind of cut out the BS, what I'm doing right now, the intros and the outros, and I smack it together with some new insight, because this content comes at us so fast that I can't get it out in time. By the afternoon when I do the podcast, we can have all the extra information, like the Clayton and Rachel story that's going on. I couldn't make that fast enough. I made the post that they were spotted together, and then they kept posting different TikToks and Instagrams. I'm going to compile it all together today, but just fascinating stuff. And don't forget, I'm actually in Monrovia tonight in California. It's a small show. It's at it's at a bar. It's free. So there's going to be people there playing pool, not listening to what I have to say. But if you want to hear my new Pamela Anderson joke, which is really more a joke on me, not on her. If you're on the Patreon, you've already heard me discuss it already, but you can go over there. And then Saturday, quick show in Hollywood. Monday, I believe. Monday I'll be at the Hollywood Improv. If you want to come to that, that's at the Improv, which I consider to be the best place to get a dinner and watch comedy in Los Angeles. And of course, my show is sold out on February 15th in San Diego. And then I've got a show the following week in Santa Barbara, and then I'll be back in San Diego the day after that. So lots of traveling before I go on my honeymoon, which will be very fun. Which, by the way, I wanted to share this with you guys. I've got my Dave Neal's community, and I'm going to get to what Lekha said in a second, so just hold on now. But I've got my Dave Neal's community, which is a free Facebook community, and I've been talking a lot about the different financial tips that I've been using to accrue more credit card points. So if you want to join my community, I'm just sharing these with you. It's not an influencer deal. They're not paying me. It's just your standard how many credit card bonus points you can get. I racked up $500,000 this year, which equals $8,000 to $10,000 worth of free hotel stays, free flights, and things like that. So if you're wondering what, Dave, why are you going to Bali and Indonesia to do Bachelor content from there? Because that's the result of just making a couple smart credit card decisions with money I was already going to spend. It's you know what I mean? So anyway, if you want to go check that out, that's Dave Neal's community. It's completely free, and it's over there on Facebook. And it's an invite only or approve only. So if you request to join, we'll approve you, assuming you're a normal human, and we'll get into it. All right, so anyway, we'll get into the next story, which will be Katie Thurston getting featured in the Los Angeles Times as a former bachelorette turned aspiring comedian, and we'll get into trading love for laughs. That'll be the next story. And of course, let's jump into this right now. So pissed at producers. This is what Lekha said. And again, I asked her if I pronounced her name right, so I'm so sorry. I didn't hear back. But here's what she had to say about her lack of screen time. Maybe my lack of screen time was them trying to protect a certain image of the show and that of their lead. Maybe showing only tears out of context was them trying to get back at me. Who knows? And when we talk about corporations being psychopathic, I don't think it was the producer trying to get back at her so much as they're going to use whatever sound bites and information they have to curate a story and you will be expendable in their story, which sucks. That's just what they do. I'm not saying it's morally on point. So here's what Lekha says. Actually, let's just do this. Let's play her Instagram video first.
Hey guys, it's Lekha from season 27.
Lekha, I'm sorry. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry, Lekha.
Bachelor. I licked it because I marked my territory. I hope you licked it. Liked it. All I can do is like be a better version of myself. Yeah.
So they got her right there saying, you know, all she can do is be a better version of herself after licking. Lekha licked Zach. Now, of course, she had mentioned she wanted to do a Tamil sort of marriage tradition where she puts a garland of roses or flowers around Zach, but they wouldn't let her do that, which is too bad. It would have been cool to see, as she's the first Tamil contestant to ever be on the show.
I'm okay. Peace, Zach. Peace, Bachelor Nation.
She said, peace, Zach, and peace, Bachelor Nation. So here's what she said, and then I'll share what was edited out. She said, my time on TV summed up. It truly was a dream come true for me when I was selected for The Bachelor, and I'd like to thank Bachelor ABC and the whole production crew and team for this incredible opportunity. Obviously, things didn't turn out anything quite as expected, and I had no idea what I signed up for, but I took a chance and leap of faith, and I'm glad you guys got to see my personality and character shine through on screen. I left with no regrets because of that, and I'm proud of staying completely authentic and true to myself in the entire process. I appreciate that in her. If you want to talk trash, talk it. Here, go for it. You know what I mean? What do you have to lose? But the only thing is, the audience is very sensitive. So if you're talking trash and the audience decides that they like Zach, it's one of those, like, you know, you're going to have a bunch of crazy people in your DMs. Trust me, I know them. They're in mine too. Who cares if one guy who barely got to know me and whom I barely spoke to didn't give me a rose? Not into boring batch energy anyways. The outpour of support I received in connecting with this Bachelor Nation community made the entire experience worth it. So thank you all. And then what is that next emoji? Blinders? I never knew what that meant. Does that mean like closing a door? What does that mean? Zach, and she tags Zach. Zach, I'd like to wish you a journey full of happiness and excitement, and may we get to watch a beautiful love story unfold for you. As for me, I believe everything always works out in my favor, and it certainly was God's protection and redirection to better love. And then Bachelor responded, what? And she goes, it's a reference to a joke he made about himself on his page, y'all. So if we go to his page, you'll see he did make a joke about boring Bachelor energy. We'll go to that right now. But just because he made a joke about boring Bachelor energy doesn't necessarily mean like her referencing it comes off well. So he wrote boring Bachelor energy, of course, making fun of everyone calling him boring, but Lekha was rejected by him in a way, so it kind of comes off a certain way. But here's what she said that then she edited out. Down here after the rose, she said, anyone who knows me knows I'm allergic to boring, so it wouldn't have been a match with this Mr. Family, Football, and Frozen Pizza dude anyway. Hashtag boring batch energy, yawn, snooze. If it was anyone's loss in this, it was unfortunately Bachelor Nation, as they sadly didn't get to see more of me. Sorry, guys. LOL. The outpour of support I received and connected. So the rest was kept in, but that's pretty funny. And again, I'm all about shots fired. I'm all about it. Like, you're not going to build your as a night one. I don't want to say reject because she sounds like a super lovely person, but as a night one person who did not receive a rose, I identify as someone who did not receive your rose, not as somebody who left in a limo crying. Well, we all cry when we leave. No one likes rejection. But anyway, you're not going to build your audience by just going quietly into the night. But you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of bridal speeches at weddings. You ever been to a wedding and the bridesmaid or the maid of honor gives a speech and she's like, we all remember Tammy. Well, in college, she was banging many dudes. You're like, whoa, hold on. That's not, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like not understanding that you're not just telling jokes, but you're like, whoa. Anyway, if you want to see my wedding video, I've got it right here on my Patreon. This is me and my wife watching our wedding video for the first time. There it is, folks. I think we actually got Katie in one of the videos here. I know my Bachelor audience is going to want Katie to see that she had a good time. But anyway, there we are. All right, she's doing the dang thing. It's a tradition from my buddies that when you get married, they throw you into the air. And I have to report, I actually hit the disco ball. If you're wondering if I have any bruises on my forehead, this is from 3 months ago. But I did hit the disco ball. We had the best time of our lives. It's hard to watch this without getting emotional, seeing all the different family come together, especially after the long pandemic, and knowing that my family kind of made it all out in one piece, even though it did. There's Katie for you. But the pandemic did. She's really good with technology. The pandemic obviously left with every family, in one way or another, scar tissue. I know politically there's so much scar tissue with my family and what we've had to overcome from differences of opinions in a very trying story, from how family members are raising their children to grandparents and exposure and fear and all that. And all I can say is I just want to forget. I want to forget about how, and again, this is a privileged take, and this has nothing to do with this video. I want to forget about how people handled getting the vaccine or not getting the vaccine, masking or not masking. I know this is going to sound, I know to some people they're going to go, are you kidding me? No, it's such an insult. I've had this conversation with so many people. I just feel like we've all tried our best to deal with a global health issue, and I just want us all to go back to a place where we can start forgiving each other for how we acted, because it feels like we're overcoming a giant brawl, and it's going to take years for us to get over that. And anyway, so looking back at my wedding, I just see a time where my family all came together and all had fun, and it was just inspiring to me and so refreshing to see that all those different people would come together for me and my wife. Anyway, the comments from this video go from nailed it to yikes. People said this ain't it. You're going to find the most amazing love from some people. And then others said, some girl chill. But either way, I appreciate the content. That's for sure. Let's see if we missed anything here. Let's see what else she's got.
Go eat. I was thinking sushi.
Okay, now some TikToks. There she is.
Hey guys, it's Lekha from season 27.
So there she is. She said, peace, Jack. And that's it. So anyway, give her a follow. It's interesting at the very least. I got more content coming your way right after this. Patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want behind the scenes bonus content. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye, everybody.